Nothing. This neck's too fat.
But you got a built-in shaker. It's kind of nice. Hey guys, I'm Michael Nielsen. I'm here with
Michael Nielsen.
This is Michael Nielsen. I'm here with the guy that's got Phil X's guitar.
Whoa.
We got Phil X's head. We got Phil X's cabinet, and just Phil X.
What's up, man?
We got Phil X in the house. Very happy to have Phil X here. We are talking about his Friedman Phil X signature head.
Yes.
So, Phil X, first call session dude, first call touring dude.
Wow.
First call basketball set. You played basketball?
Where'd you read that?
I kind of sensed it.
Holy shit.
First call, everything. You have access to like every guitar in the world, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
Access to pretty much every amp in the world.
Yes.
How'd you get into a signature head?
You meet so many people that call themselves tone chasers, right? But the funny thing is it's when you have. I found the menu limited. You know what I mean? Like you love this guitar, but it doesn't quite have this, and then you want this kind of amp, but it doesn't quite give you this, and it's that thing where it's almost like necessity. What you require is just what's the saying? The mother of invention thing. Frank Zappa. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's Frank Zappa.
If you can't find it, you get someone to make it. Right.
Right.
Bottom line. But the funny thing was like I didn't know who I wanted to make my amp, and I didn't know I have an old that I've been using since I was 20 something, which was like 100 years ago, and that amp is like rock and roll to me, and the problem with that amp is that it doesn't make anything that even comes close to it anymore. It's a 1976. They've changed components so many times. They've changed the front end, the back end, the transformer. They changed everything, so nothing comes close to that amp. So I knew it wasn't going to be. But you go to the amp show with high hopes, and Van Nuys. And I think it was a few years ago. I walked into the Friedman because I heard of Friedman, and I just walked in and I plugged into the BE100. And Dave was standing there, and I started playing, and I had to turn the gain down because the last guy had it cranked. And Dave's like, "What'd you just do?" I turned the gain down. He goes, "Thank the Lord, somebody turned the gain down."
No one does that.
Everybody just walks in here and pins it. So I don't like diming the gain because I don't think the real need of the amp, which is the power section, is working hard enough, right? You want it to be loud, and you want to bring in the preamp as a sauce kind of thing. So that was the beginning of our friendship. So I take the BE100 to a rehearsal, and I'm like it's totally responding to how my hands play as a player. It's responding to my I hit hard, I hit soft. My left hand is having a heyday. Everything's just working. My hands are like, dude, this is the best amp ever. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. So And when the drummer goes, what amp is that? You know it's a good amp.
Yeah.
Right? Because what do drummers know? Really. Anyways, so fast forward, Dave's like, hey, you've been using the head. What would you change? And I go, well, I'd love a gain cut. Because if I'm getting Van Halen and it's rocking and then I turn down the gain to get like Jimmy Page or AC/DC, the body kind of goes away. You know, you're kind of, it takes a lot with it that I wish remained. So he says, yeah, I could do that with a switch. And he goes, you know what you got to do? You got to come in here with your guitar and the cabinet that you like, and we'll do it like that. So in an hour, he's got the chassis open, a solder iron, components and resistors and capacitors and all that stuff. And he goes, what do you think of this? And I'm going, hey, that's pretty cool, but it's not quite there. And he goes, well, I'm going to try the same value, but in a ceramic version. I'm like, well, that's a little brighter, but it sounds a little too bright. And he goes, okay, well, let's get this out of here. And hey, I got an idea. And he put an alligator clip in a magic spot. Like the wizard came out from behind the curtain. It was like, try that. Wow. I was like, what? That's it. And he goes, he makes a note. Okay, done. I'm like, what the? So.
That's guitar nerd like Disneyland right there.
Totally, man. I mean, it's the best.
When I plugged into this, there's some of that that snarly mid-range that I hear in the old amps.
Yes.
That gets infused with that BE 100 sort of modern thing where it takes up all these wonderful frequencies.
Yeah.
Like when you crank the bass knob, it's not a subsonic wave that comes in.
Right.
This is where the guitar needs to be when you're in a band or when you're in a mix.
Exactly.
And everything else is sort of contouring around that.
Yep.
But I felt like I was hearing some of that like snarly mid-range that you're known for in the DNA of the amp.
I love snarliness, you know, like that. I just, I call it angry, you know, like people are like, hey, because even when you're using overdrive pedals and stuff like that, some are like really smooth and people like that. And I'm like, I don't like that. I want it to give me something else. So when I'm playing with the amp and trying different settings for different parts and songs and different projects, I always aim for my starting point to be snarly, you know, and then you can just add a little more of this and a little more of that, depending on what you need. But I feel like the head does everything. But thanks for bringing that up.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, angry. I like the angry tones, man.
You work on projects that are, I mean, they lean pop, they lean just hard metal.
Yeah.
And so when you need to go clean, are you reaching back to the amp and like flipping, or you're just like, can you show us like a little of your your clean technique? What happens?
Yeah, like because it happens a lot. What did I do with my here? This is the pick. Basically, when you know, you're rocking out. Now this is a mid gainy kind of.
Yeah.
It's not heavy and it's not light, but when I turn down, I kind of like. And if I wanted to be a little brighter, I just approach the bridge a little more. Or if I wanted to be darker, I get closer to that kind of thing. You get the glassiness. So. And it's funny because we were talking about it earlier, but I mean, I could be on stage with Bon Jovi. I still don't need a clean channel. I just turn down a little bit and it's clean. So if I'm on 10, I'm getting the rock, right? Like. That's my rock vibe. If I want to clean it up a little bit, I got like, say I roll it back just a little bit. So then I'll pick a little closer to the bridge too to make it a little brighter. Clean would be like and there's my little built-in tremolo.
That's nice.
And then there's I have my own little
Yeah, that's good. That's actually a really good sounding vibrato.
You like that?
That's good.
Even though it's one, it only vibrates one note.
Yeah, well, you picked a good one.
Yeah, thanks, man. So
it has an effects loop on the head.
Yes.
Do you run? You don't run.
I don't.
Nothing.
No.
Look, vibrato finger and a volume pedal.
My little
volume finger.
And then yeah, basically that's it. And then the rock is always like let's play another I like snarly. We were talking about snarly, and sometimes it's a chordal thing, and sometimes like licks playing in between. It's kind of because sometimes when I'm just messing around in a solo section, I want to, I want to kick in with my fingers, and that's where you really hear like, what the hell? Like, sometimes obviously you hear a guy with a finger and you hear a guy with a pick, you're gonna hear that dynamic, but it's just accentuated.
Oh, you mean picking? So yeah, it's that attack. And also, when you go to that voltage, you have a voltage plus and minus switch on there. Voltage plus really makes those come alive. It tracks that stuff like crazy.
It does. Yeah.
And then the voltage minus is a little softer. A little warm hug.
Yeah. It's a warm hug.
Yeah.
But the whole point is that, and the thing is too, is the second master on this.
Yes.
Which is amazing because. Whether I'm playing at like the Baked Potato or on a big stage or the Whiskey or anywhere, and I want to boost my own solos, which I love to do that because sometimes you want to boost one note, right? Or a pick slide. You know what boosting the pick slide does to the set? It's amazing. So I love that kind of thing where you can add even more dynamics with your foot. And then the first time that I did it, like a Kenny Aronoff and friends at the Baked Potato, and I brought my head, and so I'm soloing, and I'm like, I can't wait to press the boost channel, right? So I step on that, and I'm going, oh, I hear everything great, and then I'm looking around, and everybody in the room liked that channel too, because they're like, oh, this is exciting.
So it doesn't change your tone.
No,
it's just
volume. Well. Because, let's talk about, like, everybody that claims that they have this boost pedal that gives you, like, 30, 40 dB. It doesn't. If your amp is working hard, no boost pedal is going to give you that boost in volume.
Right, and you come into the front end, so you're already hitting the front end hard, usually.
So you're hitting the front end hard, so the boost pedal's not doing anything but compressing everything. So it's not doing what it's supposed to do. So, and I tried them all, and I'm like, nothing's doing it.
Have you, when you roll back to clean up, you ever kick in the other channel?
Yes. To make the cleaner sound even louder.
You disappear a little bit?
See, you know what the hell I'm talking about, man. Yeah. But I go on stage, and I'm singing all the time. So if I'm not singing, I don't want to be on a wah, I don't want to be on a pedal, I don't want to be on anything, I'm just going to run around, so, and do everything with my hands, I feel like it's like strings, right? People are like, hey man, have you tried a 7 string or an 8 string? And I'm like, I haven't done all I can with 6. Why would I get more, But that's my...
Hey, speaking of which...
a personal opinion.
Can you show us what you can do with 5?
Yes. I brought a humbucker with a broken string.
Did you blowtorch that?
I did.
All right.
I did. It was like actually a really pretty guitar, but it was too pretty. And then
it's actually blue.
Yeah, it says blue.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, it is nice. Maybe I'll clean that up a little bit. It looks a little charred. This is good because we got a neck pickup. did.
You got your vibrato pedal, your tremolo pedal, and your whammy bar.
Well, everybody's like, hey man, how'd you make it sound like a whammy bar? And I go, well, you push first, and then it's like,
oh yeah, that's good.
It's like,
I thought you were just pushing down and back on.
I'm like, I don't have an high E string, man. All the licks I want to do need a high E string now.
Alright, perfect.
Alright,
Perfect. Friedman amplification, Phil X head, Phil X. And Mike, thanks for watching.
have a kick-ass day.
You missed!
Oh.